Last but not least, we bring to the podium someone from a non-Arctic country, but a country with many interests in the Arctic. We have with us Ambassador Hermann Meister from the Embassy of Germany here in Iceland. He's an economist by trade, but he began foreign service for Germany in 1981. And he has alternated postings both home in the Federal Foreign Office and also abroad in a number of fascinating places, including Canberra, Austria, Uganda, New York City, Brazil, and Spain. And then in 2009, he became ambassador for Germany to New Zealand, and from New Zealand came to Iceland in 2012 and is now the ambassador to the Republic of Iceland from Germany. And we look forward to his comments about energy and the national interests in the Arctic.
Mr. President, ministers, fellow ambassadors, Mr. Mayor, Your Worship, distinguished guests, you might ask yourself, why would a German ambassador speak on an Arctic energy summit? Well, I would say it's all a matter of perspectives. As you, Drew, kindly mentioned, I was posted from New Zealand to Iceland, and I previously had a posting in Australia. In both places down under, in Australia and in New Zealand, Germany frequently was referred to as a Northern European country. You know, Germans would rather consider themselves as Central Europeans, but from the down under perspective, we are Northern European, maybe also in an Arctic perspective. Energy-wise, you know, Germany is quite a fascinating country because we are undergoing now something which is referred to as the Energiewende. This word, the energy transition, Energiewende, has already been entered into the English language. And, of course, it means the famous phase-out decision by 2022 to phase out the nuclear power plants that we had. This decision was taken only in 2011 after the Fukushima event, but it had a long history, obviously, going back to the 70s, the first oil energy crisis, the Chernobyl disaster, etc. So there had been a long discussion in Germany, and eventually in 2011 we made this decision, meaning that we have to promote renewable energies as our foremost form of energy. And unlike Iceland, Germany, of course, is not blessed with renewable energies. On the contrary, on fossil fuels, we have to import 90% of our gas and 85% of our gas and 95% of our oil. So we're really dependent on many other parts of the world. But we're doing quite well. Renewable energies are going forward, and I'm very grateful to the organizers of this event to give me the opportunity to bring an exhibition which is just outside this conference hall on renewables made in Germany by our German Energy Agency. This exhibition actually highlights the various forms of renewable energies, not just geothermal and hydro that you know very, very well in Iceland, but also photovoltaic, solar thermal, biomass, etc. Quite a range, a fascinating range of renewables available. Now, on the Arctic, obviously, we also see the great potential for the economies of Germany and Europe that the Arctic resources hold. At the same time, of course, major ecological challenges must be met by enforcing the highest environmental standards when developing these resources. And this message also should be a recurring theme of my exposé. That's including, of course, maintaining Arctic biodiversity. Germany has vast knowledge in the areas of research, technology, and environmental standards that we contribute to the Arctic developments. As we already heard, also especially in the most recent contribution, the Arctic holds sizable oil and gas reserves, but as well as mineral resources. And the German perspective, another German perspective, is that the summer ice cap has shrunk by an area equivalent to 4 times the size of Germany only in recent years. So that is quite important to know for Germans as well. Now, we have a high profile in polar research, a strong political engagement, and an active participation in discussions. And that's why we consider ourselves as well an actor in the High North. Germany has recently hosted 3 major Arctic conferences in Berlin and one together with our Norwegian and Denmark friends in Copenhagen and in Oslo. What are the opportunities we are looking at? Again, the fossil fuels that have been already mentioned, but there's also this a range of metals that one is looking at: copper, nickel, zinc, and rare earth. And this also could render an important contribution to the energy of supplies of German industries. Just to mention, turning back to the fossil fuels, that our main sources for gas and oil are actually Norway and Russia, in both cases above 30% each of oil and gas. So we are dependent on countries who do a lot of exploration in the high north. New opportunities also for German companies in the maritime field, and we recently developed a master plan in 2011 to unlock the full potential of these technologies. Germany's role in scientific research. Germany is internationally recognized and active in a wide range of Arctic research activities. The Alfred Wegener Institute is known to all of you, and I hear that the director, Frau Lochte, will be in Reykjavik for the Arctic Circle Conference later this week. German institutes participate in research programs of the EU, the Nordic Council and the Arctic Council, and the European Polar Board consists of a group of experts of the European Science Foundation. Mr. Bobby also mentioned the Arctic Council, and in Germany's view, the most central body for the Arctic policy is indeed the Arctic Council. It's becoming more and more institutionalized, and the issues to deal with are broadening in scope. Germany is prepared to do its share as an observer country, and the federal government is also interested in increasing our participation on an ad hoc basis in Arctic Council working groups. Just one word on the European Union. In 2012, the European Union launched its approach for a systematic EU Arctic policies, and this is to be conducted in close coordination with the Northern Dimension policy. The European Union has submitted its candidacy as an observer status for observer status in the Arctic Council, and I think this is well deserved because for some time now it has been provided substantial funds for polar research, some 200 million euros over the past 10 years, and it's supporting sustainable development, for example, in Greenland. Germany also advocates a stronger engagement by the European Investment Bank in parts of the Arctic, particularly in the domains of energy, environmental, transport, and research infrastructure. At this stage, once again, thanks to the organizers for giving us the opportunity to present our exhibition here outside the conference room. It is 26 panels on the different forms of renewable energies, as I mentioned at the outset. And it also answers the question, what can Germany contribute to the development of renewable energies? I've already elaborated on the nuclear issue in Germany. Just in summary, with its know-how in cutting-edge research, sophisticated technology, and high environmental standards, Germany is in a position to support sustainable economic development in the Arctic. And I'm meant